What is up, my friends? Chris here. Today, we're talking about a movie from 1985 called My Science Project, directed by Jonathan Betuel. I guess that's how you pronounce his name, Betuel. You know me, I'm not real great at pronouncing these names. So anyway, we got we got John Stockwell, we got Fisher Stevens, and we got Dennis Hopper starring in this thing, right? So we know John Stockwell, he plays Michael. We know him from Top Gun. He plays Cougar in Top Gun, one of the fighter pilots. Fisher Stevens plays Vince, who's kind of the sidekick slash comic relief of the film. We probably remember him from Short Circuit, and he was also in the Super Mario Brothers movie with Leguizamo and Hoskins. He played one of the Koopas. So that's where we know him from. And then Dennis Hopper, who doesn't know Dennis Hopper? He plays the zany science teacher Bob, who these guys take their their science project that they have found in this old military testing site to him, and he tries to explain it to him, and you know they open up portals and all that good stuff. So anyway, the movie's about these kids. They have to do a science project. Bob, Dennis Hopper, he's just kind of all over them to do their science projects, or they're not going to pass their class. Yada yada. They go to an old, like, kind of military junkyard, and they find this kind of power source, but the power source draws energy from the space-time continuum, and therefore it can send stuff back, bring stuff forward whenever it's activated. And that's kind of the plot of our movie is, these kids are like, they unleashed this power source, and now they're freaking out and don't know how to shut it down, And so it's a teen comedy slash sci-fi romp. It's fun. It's entertaining. Uh, Fisher Stevens is really kind of the standout of the film. He's very funny. He's very, kind of to the point. He's sorry, I was looking off this way because I thought my dog was fixing to dump on my floor. That wouldn't have been cool. Anyway, he's kind of the comic relief. I really enjoy him. He was funny, and like one of the lines that he says in the film was, there's a police detective's interviewing him about all this crazy stuff that's going on, and he's like, "Kid, why do you wear your sunglasses at night?" And he said, "Because when you're as cool as me, the sun shines on you 24/7." That had me rolling. I was like, I have got to remember that to use in a wrestling promo at some point, because that was funny, and that was good, and it was very sarcastic and witty. I enjoyed that. Um, it's got decent special effects. We've got a dinosaur. It brings the Vietnam to this jungle, or to the jungle. It brings the Vietnam jungle to the gymnasium, and so they're trying to like get to their science class through their different buildings or through their different rooms, and they keep coming up into all these different time periods. There's a Vietnam War scene. There's a kind of a Jurassic Park type thing with a T-Rex, trying to get them. There's futuristic kind of mutant monsters that they wind up fighting. It was imaginative, It took a lot of imagination to write that film, even if it was, poorly produced or whatever you want to call it, has low production value. It it took a lot of imagination to write that, and that I applaud, because you don't see a whole lot. The '80s was the greatest decade for that kind of storytelling. You know what I mean? And I just really, really enjoyed it. I've seen this movie. I saw this movie once when I was a kid. I was like 8 or 9 years old. And then I didn't see it again until I was in college, when I was talking to a mentor friend of mine. We were discussing movies, and I was describing this movie to him. There's a dinosaur in the gym, and there's these mutant guys, and the kids, it's like they have to go into their school, and there's these different time periods. And he was like, "Oh man, that's my science project." He's like, "Hey, when's the last time you saw that?" "Not since I was a kid." So as soon as he told me what the movie was called, I went and got me a physical copy of it. Right? I think I had to get it off eBay or something, because I had to own it. I had to revisit it, because it was one of those core movie memories. There's not a whole lot of movies that I remember from my childhood that, because I've seen a lot, but the ones that stick out, I try to own them, because you know they're core movie memories. But this one was hard to find. It's not streaming anywhere. It's not. I don't think it's in print to buy anymore. I mean, so I consider myself very lucky to own this piece of cinema history, because it's a hard to find film, and I enjoyed it. I'm glad I have it. But overall, it was fun, guys. It's a really fun movie. If you haven't seen it, it came out in 1985. It's almost 40 years old. If you ain't seen it by now, I'm sorry. I wished you could have, because it's fantastic. If you can find it, definitely check it out. Um, I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. As a 9 or 10 year old, I thought it was phenomenal. As an adult, it doesn't hold up quite as well, but it's still very entertaining. Um, so 3.5 out of 5. If you guys liked what you heard and saw, if you guys want to keep hearing what I think about movies and stuff like that, click like and subscribe. You want to get connected with more content, go to Facebook, join the Cinema Dolce Facebook group. And, as always, my friends, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. God bless. Peace out. And I love you.